Hello everyone and welcome to County Perspective. This show focuses on Frederick County government, local programs and events, and the Frederick County community. I'm your host Brandon Rosa and thank you for joining me. Now let's begin this episode with our top news stories, starting with a press conference that was held on March 5th. Residents have an opportunity to help shape the fiscal year 2027 budget as Frederick County gathers public feedback through a short online survey and an upcoming public hearing. County Executive Jessica Fitzwater shared an overview of the preliminary fiscal year 2027 budget and capital improvement plan during a press briefing and encouraged community participation.
It's critically important that we budget in a transparent and open manner, and the public should be able to see all of these requests in order to be able to comment more specifically on what they would like to see us fund with the limited dollars the county has available.
The survey is available at frederickcountymd.gov/budget and will remain open until 4 p.m. on Friday, March 20th. Feedback collected through the survey and other public comments will be considered during the budget process. Frederick County officials and community members gathered on March 9th for the groundbreaking of the new Green Valley Fire Station and the dedication of Battalion Chief Joshua Laird Road in Monrovia. The ceremony took place at Green Valley Fire Station site. The event honored the late Joshua Laird, who died in the line of duty in 2021.
It wasn't until I sat down to prepare these remarks that I realized just how big of an impact Green Valley Station 25 had on my life and on the lives of my daughters. At this point, I imagine Josh is somewhere saying, it's about time they built that firehouse. I know Josh will never sit around the table at the new Station 25, but I hope these stories and many more that I'm sure I don't even know about are passed down to future crews who will call the station home. I hope the memorial signs placed here in Josh's honor will help ensure those stories and his legacy remain a part of the station and this community for many years to come.
Leaders, firefighters, and residents recognized his service and sacrifice while marking the start of construction for the new station. The project is expected to strengthen emergency response capabilities in the Green Valley area as Frederick County continues to invest in public safety infrastructure. The road adjacent to the station was dedicated in Laird's memory. Community members gathered on March 2nd at Burr Artz Public Library to learn more about Frederick County government's recent housing needs assessment and affordable housing strategic plan. The meeting provided an overview of the study's findings and outlined potential strategies to expand housing assistance and address affordability challenges in the county.
We have to do this in a multifaceted, multi-sector way. Government can't do this by itself. And we have to look at several different approaches to address the need, both developing more housing, bringing in more financing for the housing, increasing capacity among staff and within the community to develop more affordable housing, and preserving what we already have that's affordable.
The plan identifies several priorities, including increasing housing supply, expanding funding for affordable housing, preserving existing units, updating policies to support development, and strengthening housing programs and resources. People around the world must have their daily coffee treat, either first thing in the morning, midday to help get through the rest of the workday, or to unwind at night. Now, it's important to know that Frederick County has many mom and pop coffee shops that are geared for everyone's love for coffee. Let's watch the newest episode of Destination Frederick County to see what coffee shops I'm talking about.
Did you know that nearly 2/3 of Americans start each morning with a cup of coffee? Here in Frederick County, local roasters are crafting their coffee to be more than just your average cup of joe, transforming raw beans into bold flavors and unique experiences. Today, we're going behind the scenes to see how coffee is roasted, what makes each cup distinct, and why Frederick County has become a home for passionate coffee makers.
We bought the building. It took 3 years to renovate it because it was in pretty bad shape. So the thought was to open a cafe only because that was a use. And at the time, I knew a gentleman that was roasting coffee down in Leesburg, and I thought, there's my coffee source. I purchased his equipment, and he taught me how to roast, and then we moved it all up here and created Stage Line. it just seemed like it was the opportunity. You know, when the door opens like that, sometimes you have to take it. I had no idea what I was doing, but you can learn anything. If somebody teaches you, you can learn anything. We get all of our coffee, we source it, not from a third party. We go straight to the farms, whether it's Ethiopian, Brazil. They are the green beans, which is just the dried piece of nothing. It's very hard, no flavor. You know, it's like raw. When the beans go in, they're going into a round cylinder that's moving. And as the heat is affecting the beans, it's drying the bean and it becomes a yellow bean. And basically, they get to where they brown. And when the bean browns, it's caramelizing the sugars and the tastes are coming out of that bean. So when it gets to what's called the first crack, that's like popcorn when it opens, it's releasing the gases. And at that time is when all the flavors are coming out of that bean. Once it gets to where you want it, where you've figured out where the flavor is the best, you drop the beans, they go into a cooling, and that stops the roast and cools the beans down and locks in that flavor. You're not creating the flavor because it's coming from that bean. Wherever that bean has been sourced, they will tell you you're bringing that flavor out of that bean, and that's based on what you're doing with that temperature. There is such a relationship in community here that I've never seen before in very many coffee shops. And a cafe, what better way to know people? They make friends here. People come here for blind dates, but they're always comfortable. Frederick County is growing in such a way. I think a small business has a greater opportunity in Frederick because that's what Frederick is, small businesses.
I started as just kind of a moonlighting hobby, just, as a way to relax from my day-night job, which was, I was a Frederick City police officer, K-9 division. I was fascinated with it. So I kind of immersed myself in that cool artisan skill and just fell in love with it. So that's how it started, really. So the green beans are literally grown on trees in kind of the equator, the belt of the world. So from there, it's hand-picked. There's a lot of quality control. The important thing to know about this is it's not a fast process. It's about understanding how long it took and what efforts it took to get here to the United States.
Coming to a cafe to drink coffee, particularly Dublin Roasters, it's much different than a gas station experience. But at Dublin, you get fresh brewed coffees, lots of different options from different countries, different regions. And then if you're into espresso drinks like lattes, they're made by hand. There's a lot more that goes into coffee at a local level.
We find that we've become a community coffee house. Everybody in the community supports us because we support them.
Yeah, a lot of the coffee shops in Frederick, it feels interconnected. There's a community and we all like each other.
So I just really got attached to the community and found that connection.
So if you get a chance to come to Frederick County, make sure that you try the coffee, all the local cafes. There's a lot of us. We all offer a different spin on life and on coffee.
Okay, everyone, we're going to take a short break, but that's enough time for you all to grab a cup of coffee. But hurry back because we have more to cover in this episode of County Perspective. See you in a few minutes. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to County Perspective. In a few minutes, we're going to learn about Frederick County's senior housing community, Belcourt. But before we get into that, let's take a trip to Animal Control and Pet Adoption Center to see what four-legged cutie pie is looking for a forever home in this episode of Adorable Adoptables.
When
Mindy first arrived at FCAC on January 2nd, she was incredibly shy. Her body language clearly indicated how fearful and nervous she was in this new and stressful environment. Staff and volunteers were patient with the 3-year-old, however, and slowly she started to blossom. While she can still be a bit cautious in certain scenarios, Mindy has won us all over with her trademark underbite and quirky personality. Mindy never met a treat she didn't like and loves being with her people. Her big, tail-wagging reaction to seeing her human friends makes us all smile. She also enjoys playing with toys and snoozing on cozy blankets. While Mindy might need to meet members of her new family a few times to feel comfortable, the wait is definitely worth it. To learn more about Mindy and our adoption process, call Frederick County Animal Control and Pet Adoption Center at 301-600-1546.
In 1996, Frederick County developed an affordable living community geared for older adults, better known as Bell Court. Recently, the Frederick County Division of Housing submitted a request for grant funding to bring forth several improvements to the community to assist the residents as they age in place. I was able to speak with staff from the Division of Housing and a really sweet resident of Bell Court to find out more about this little community. Let's hear what they had to say.
I've been at Bell Court for 14 years this month. And as president of our association, my feelings about Bell Court are this. We are more than bricks and mortar. We are a 28-unit facility that knows everybody by their first name.
I love living here. It'll be 3 years in July. It's peaceful, it's quiet, it's affordable. It's close to my son. He just lives 10 miles from here.
Frederick County has owned and operated Bell Court Senior Apartments for 30 years now. The land was donated by the Bell family, and Western Maryland Interfaith Housing developed the project and then deeded it back to the county to handle and administer the program here. All of our residents are seniors, age 55 plus, and they are all below the 40% of the area median income. Actually, most of them are below 30% of the area median income. So they're the very low seniors in the county. This is an independent living facility, so they are to live here with some services. They have outside people come in and do some services, but they should be able to stay here on their own with minimal assistance. As the property has aged, we've taken care of the property. We've done a lot to it. We've put new roofs on. We've done all new windows and doors and siding. We've rehabilitated the community center. We have bathrooms in the community center and a laundry facility. The mail is picked up in the community center. So everything that they need to live comfortably is here, and we've taken care of the outside and the inside of the units. But now we are hoping to focus more on what the seniors need so that they're comfortable here. So we have started some in-office hours. We don't have a property manager on site, but the housing staff is coming once a week and listening to the needs of the residents.
This is our home, and we enjoy living here. The county are the bricks and mortar, but we are the heart.
Yes.
And have the heart of the people in mind. And that's my goal at Bell Court.
It's finally getting warm outside. Frederick County agencies have a large array of activities and programs that everyone will love to get us ready for spring. Let's see what's going on later this month in this episode's calendar of events. To find out more about future events and activities, visit frederickcountymd.gov. We're almost wrapped up for this episode of County Perspective, but before we go, let me share some more news with you. Frederick County Workforce Services is accepting applications for the 2026 Work Ready Summer Employment Program, which offers paid work experience for county residents aged 14 to 21. The program runs from June 29th through August 7th and connects participants with local businesses for hands-on jobs, workplace training, and mentorship. County Executive Jessica Fitzwater said the initiative helps young people build confidence and job skills while supporting the county's future workforce. Youth applications are due April 1st, with priority given to those facing barriers to employment. Local businesses and organizations can also apply to host participants by May 10th. Frederick County Workforce Services will provide job readiness training and offer staff support throughout the program. For more information, just visit frederickcountymd.gov/summer-employers. National Craft Month celebrates creativity by encouraging people to explore a wide range of crafts and materials. From paper, wood, and fabric to paint and metalwork, artisans and hobbyists alike use the month to turn ideas into finished creations. The event highlights collaboration among craftspeople and invites beginners to get involved, often by taking a class or learning a new skill. If you want to participate in National Craft Month, Frederick County Public Libraries has multiple craft classes throughout the month. If you are 50 years old or older, the Frederick County Division of Aging and Independence has crafts for you too, like knitting and crochet, quilting, an open art studio, scrapbook studio, and more. To find out more about crafts at one of your local Frederick County Public Library branches, just visit fcpl.org. And to find out more about crafts for older adults, just visit frederickcountymd.gov/virtual50. Well, everyone, that concludes this episode of County Perspective. If you want to stay up to date on important news and events going on in the county, follow Frederick County on social media at FredCoGovMD. We'll see you next time with a fresh look from a county perspective. Take care, everyone.